I feel so honored to be the one to interview you, for you to share a little bit about yourself, how you got started with Arboretum, natural cosmetics. And for those of you who do not know Olga, let's welcome Olga Goldberger, the owner, creator of Arboretum Skin Care. Welcome, Olga. And I'm Polly. I am the new resident esthetician. So I'm excited here today to just introduce Olga. Olga, tell us a little bit how you got started, a little bit about your background, and why results-based and science-based skincare, became so important for you.
Okay, hi, Polly. Yeah, I came from Russia in 1984, long time ago. I am trained as a molecular biologist, and I worked for the first few years in Brown University, and then I moved to Children's Hospital, and then to Mass General Hospital. I work in many research labs, and many years ago, I realized that my skin is very sensitive to many skin care products on the market. And somehow I thought that it might be emulsifiers in the products. And I started making my own first very simple products, like over 20 years ago.
And that's kind of when we met, was
yes,
around in about that time.
Yeah.
Our paths started to cross and started to weave. And we've been, great friends and colleagues ever since.
Right. So, and then after I started using my products, then my friends wanted to try some, and my relatives, and I gave every woman in the family, a gift of my creams or my masks. And then at some point I realized that I'm actually in a good position to start making the products because there is a demand there, and because I have this background in biology that will definitely help me. And I put a lot of research in, in improving my products. It took me many years actually to make them the way they are now.
And they're beautiful.
Thank you.
I have seen you. I've borne witness to your devotion and to your passion as you have brought this product into its full maturity. And what I mean by maturity is that, when you started off 20 years ago, working it little by little, tweaking, changing, and I enjoyed using it in my skincare practice. But you fast forward to today, and your science-based, science-backed product, and I think this is what we really want to tell women about, is that this is not your daughter's bubblegum, glittery skincare program. This is not your grandmother's, let's put Crisco on our face for our dry skin and our wrinkles. This is a results-based system that has some very important things to consider at our age, when you're older than 40, to start paying attention to ingredients in your product and how they interact with your skin. And you don't want to just be putting, layers of stuff on. You want to see some good results. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And for people after 40, or people with sensitive skin, or with any skin barrier function problem like rosacea or acne, it's actually very important to find products without emulsifiers. And they're hard to find.
And what are emulsifiers, Olga? Let's,
Yeah,
for some of our audience, they're not as adept looking into some of the ingredients that we are. Break that down for us.
Sure, yeah. Emulsifiers are widely used in basically 99% of skincare products in the market. And they are chemicals which help mix oil and water. which is unmixable otherwise. And this emulsifier market is very unregulated, and they're cheap and they're used everywhere. But the fact is that they're very often they're not good for you because they can stay in the skin after you stopped using the product. And when every time you wash your face, they help wash out the natural lipids, the oils from your skin cells. So you kind of make your skin drier by using the product with emulsifier. Every time you wash your face, you wash out the good lipids that you need, that your skin needs. So we at Arboretum, we figured out the way to make skincare products without the use of the emulsifiers, because we believe they are not necessary.
Can you give us an example of what some emulsifiers, you know, if I'm looking at the back of a label, a skincare label.
Yeah.
What would that be? What would that begin to look like for me?
So there are many kinds of emulsifiers. And if you look at the creams label, they often end with ETH, like Laureth, and ingredient names containing the syllable oxynol or PEG, polyethylene glycol. It could be PEG-8, laurate, polyethylene, emulsifying wax, polysorbate, stearate, steareth, cetyryl, and cetyreth. There are so many emulsifiers on the market. But the main thing that, you know, they're not really beneficial for your skin. They're just, you know, they're just used to make your product, but they're not really doing anything good for your skin. Sure. While we at Arboretum use totally natural phospholipids, which are in structure very, very similar in the skin cells membrane structure. And they're not very similar. They're not only very similar, they actually can form liposomes during the production of the cream. And this liposome can go very deep on the epidermis cell level. They can release the bioactive ingredients right to the cell. And that's why this is, you know, using these liposomes, it's basically the secret of the cream working much quicker than most products on the market. So you probably saw a difference in your appearance in like 3, 4, maybe 5 days, right?
Oh yeah, and I had, you know, we had met, and I had said, well, you know, I've been neglecting my skin. Here I am, an esthetician, and can you believe that, you know, over COVID, I've sort of neglected my skin because I had nowhere to go, nobody to see. I was doing a few Zoom meetings, and then all of a sudden it started. You don't realize that your dry skin sneaks up on you until all of a sudden you're starting to look at selfies, starting to look at yourself in a video, and those wrinkles look a little bit deeper. The skin looks a little bit flatter. And, you know, we had connected, and you said, here, you know, get reacquainted. What are you doing with your skincare? And I said, yeah, sure. And I couldn't believe in 3 to 4 days. And I started getting compliments from friends, people on my Facebook. What are you doing? You are looking amazing. And it wasn't that I was looking terrible before, but you just, it's like the frog in the pot. You're gradually turning up the heat, and you're not really noticing your skin changing. And then all of a sudden, you start nourishing it, taking care of it, hydrating it, feeding it the things that it needs so that it can do its work for you. And your skin feels absolutely radiant, full and plump and glowing.
And all you did is you eliminated emulsifiers from your skincare, and you started using ingredients with phospholipids that can bring the bioactives much faster, much closer to your cells, to your skin cells, and basically feeding them with what they need the most. And they
Yes.
need hydration.
Yeah.
It's one of the main things, hydration. And phospholipids actually are hygroscopic. They can get water from the air and they bring it right to the epidermis cell level where the skin needs them the most. So phospholipids are not only can help mix oil and water, but they also great moisturizers and restorative agents. And we also include many, many bioactive ingredients inside those liposomes. And the ingredients that I especially want to talk about are ingredients that are beneficial for mitochondria. It's a tiny organelle in our skin cells and actually in all our cells that are responsible for production of energy. And mitochondria health, becomes worse with age. And it turns out that our aging, especially our skin aging, is very much dependent on the health of our mitochondria. So providing some mitochondria-friendly ingredients to our skin is actually very beneficial, especially for mature skin, for sensitive skin, for skin with any skin barrier function problem.
What are those ingredients that make Arboretum Skin Care unique and results-based, Olga?
There are many mitochondria, so-called mitochondria-friendly ingredients. I can give you some examples.
Sure. How about one or two? This is just a quick introduction, but I think it would be helpful for our viewers to have a little understanding of what to look for.
Yes, for example, derivatives of vitamin B3, niacinamide, nicotinamide riboside, so-called NR, or nicotinamide mononucleotide, NMN. There is coenzyme Q10 that people know. There are many polyphenols that we use in our formulas, other antioxidants like vitamin E. I love vitamin C, alpha lipoic acid. There are complex antioxidants like peptide with algae extract, C-cal bioferment. So there are many, there is a variety of active ingredients that we use in different products. That's why our line is about 18 products, and you can mix and match them for different skin problems, for different, for a little bit different age.
And you and I talk about layering products.
Absolutely, absolutely. Layering is super important.
We do lots of layering. It's not just about having one product and then you're all done. You really need to, the products help build on each other, correct? So that you can keep them working actively all day long or at nighttime when you sleep during the restoration process. So they help build on each other is my understanding, or how I, as an esthetician, when I work with skin, try to explain it to my client.
Absolutely. Here in Arboretum, we totally believe in layering of skincare products. It's always should be from the thin product to a little bit thicker product to a thickest product. For example, if you start with a toner, you can follow with
I like to follow with a little bit of vitamin C
or hydration emulsion.
Yeah.
Yes, and then put your moisturizer on top. And in the nighttime, you can also add a blue hydrating mask if your skin is dry. And most people have dry skin in the winter with but when the heat is on.
Sure. Or, if you're of that age group and you're not producing enough of sebum because your hormones are changing, then your skin becomes a little bit thinner and moisture loss is, you know, that much greater, especially if you're in centralized air or environments and
Hello.
buildings that have a centralized air system. Hey there.
My cat came to visit.
Well, you know, in our Zoom meetings, this happens. And in
Right.
our videos. Just makes us, you know, that much more friendly and personable. Any closing comments that you'd like to say?
Yes, I just want to say that I believe that women in any age can look great, either in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, if they really take care of their skin, if they adjust their regimen, skincare regimen, to the changing demands of their skin, and if people would pay more attention to that.
Yeah,
So it's
I
not the
agree.
same skincare that you use when you were 20 or 30. You need to change. You need to layer. You need to bring more hydration. You need to bring more liposomes and more and and more advanced ingredients to keep yourself looking great and radiant at any
Yeah.
age.
And I think it's one of those self-care rituals. You know, this is February is the month of love. And often we speak very unkindly about ourself, our body, our wrinkles. And so there's no time like the present. You know, if you haven't been doing good skincare up until now, don't worry. Wherever you start, just starting is the most important thing that you can do for your self care. Keep your skin hydrated, moisturized, looking vibrant, that vibrant glow. You deserve it. You know, many of us sometimes don't feel that we are deserving. So, this is permission to take care of yourself and to be deserving. Look for our videos the rest of this month and ongoing. Olga and I'll be coming together and giving some tips and talking about, you know, really taking good care of yourself.
Thank you, Polly.
All right. See you next time. Leave any comments below. I'll put in some links in the chat. All right.
Bye.
Bye.